Okay, let's have a conversation. Conversation about conversations. And anybody that's on my thing, you have to understand it's conversation. That's all it is. It's a conversation. I'm not forcing any ideas, thoughts. I'm not proceeding with any thoughts of ill will. I'm not trying to hurt anybody or downslate them to the worst possible way possible. I'm not trying to put words in your mouth. I'm not trying to cut you off. I'm not trying to make you feel insecure, and I'm not trying to attack your ego. It's not what I'm doing if I'm having a conversation. If I have a conversation with somebody, I try to look at the facts and I try to be logical about it. And if I start a conversation with no facts, I will continue with no facts sometimes. That's me. And I'll let you know it's my perspective. And if you continue to go, you're trying to convince me. Understand that. And I will inform you're trying to convince me. If you bring statistics, please show the background, the funds, and the ideas and the thoughts behind the statistics. Show that it's not biased. If it's not like a certain group, is it performed for like a certain group, trying to show benefit to them. Because that's happened in the past. And I'm not trying to fall ill will to somebody's thoughts because they think it's 100% genuine statistics when it might not be. I'm not trying to fall into somebody else's trap or be a sheep or be somebody who doesn't know that they're spreading false information. And I don't know that. I possibly don't know that. If you're able to show me that, show me that. But I'm always thinking, I'm going to skepticize it. But if we have a conversation, understand our conversation shouldn't be taken so emotionally. If it's about politics, it shouldn't be taken so emotionally. You know why? Because it's not about you. It's not about you. It's about a wide range of things. Grand scheme. It's a grand scheme of things that we should have a conversation about. We should have a conversation about it. We should be able to have a conversation about it. It's okay if you feel emotional or you feel passionate about something. It's okay. It's great. You're passionate about something. I'm passionate about parkour. I'm passionate about dancing. Okay? I'm gonna get my nice my two step in, stuff like that. It's great, 100%. But seriously, if I'm talking about, all right, not the biggest religious guy here, not the biggest, but went through high school with religious debate and religious talk, and some people took that too emotional. At the beginning, I did because too many people were hassling me and irritating me and stuff like that. And I figured later on that's not the best approach. I have a team, and my team are my brothers. My brothers. I love them to death. They're able to tell me I'm wrong, stupid, or I do blatantly. No emotion whatsoever. It's like, you stupid. That's great. I'm fucking stupid. Yes. But I might get a little petty over it at the beginning. But I can go back and look at it and think about it. If it's me having an ego issue, if my ego is too tall, if I'm able to like look back at what I did wrong, see if it's my problem, see if it's on them, see where I went wrong with my approach, to see if they went wrong with their approach, to see if I might be taking things too seriously, see if they're taking things too seriously. I'm able to go back and forth. And then later on, we have another discourse. I wanted the conversation to be different, so we progress in a different style. I'm always going to push forward for that because I want to have a great conversation. And I enjoy having conversation. I enjoy having discourse. And it's okay to disagree. It's okay to disagree. Some of the closest people in my life I've disagreed with the most. Most disagreed a lot. But did I get emotional and heated about it? No. It's just a disagreement. It's fine. We can also find common ground. Doesn't mean that you should hate these people or like all that because you disagree. People need to understand patience. Talk to somebody. But I'm going to state this. If you surround yourself with like-minded people, you're soon going to be stupid because you're like being vulnerable to any discussion and you're only used to being agreed with. That's it. You're basically talking to yourself, staring at a mirror, and just having a conversation with yourself and hoping you say the exact same thing and smiling like, yeah, they agree with me, I'm right. There's some insecurities right there. And there's also no self-responsibility. Like understanding like you can't think differently and you're going to go along with these like-minded people. I try to stay neutral. I really try to stay neutral. Always stay neutral. Um, I look back and forth at things to see if it's possibly manipulated or in a malleable form to where people will look at it differently, and I will look at it and I'll try to find the raw form. I have a different perspective, and that's okay. It's a perspective. We need to be mature about how we have conversations as people. We need to be mature how we pick up conversation, how we talk to other people. I love everybody. I want to stand next to everybody that I love. I want to be able to push for everybody and all that. And I have open arms for everyone. Some people are going to leave me because they're angry and they're mad. And it's not cool because I have a lot of patience for them. And I'm able to do that because I can. But the one time I disrupt somebody's wave, I disrupt it, it's like I'm the burden and I'm the problem. And then they cut me off. I did my time learning about myself. I'm still learning about myself. I take self accountability for the past of what I did. I do humility tests. I do humility practices, exercises. I work on being humble and honest and trying to put myself in discipline, like discipline styles. I do that as a person. But I'm not entitled to anybody's respect. I'm not entitled to anybody's like personal time. I'm not entitled to anybody's love. And that's okay. I'm still here. Still going to push for my conversations. I'm still going to do that. But I understand I'm 100% genuine when I have a conversation, and I'm not trying to be mean, and I'm not trying to hurt anybody's feelings. I'm not. I just see it differently. If you're going to try to convince me, convince me. Don't get emotional and think I'm being emotional will convince me. The moral high ground does not convince anybody. Taking any irrational steps with emotion gets you in lunacy. That's why murders happen. That's why racism happened. That's why a lot of things that were horrible happened. Because most of the time, they were taken emotionally. And you can emotionally ignore things too. And a lot of people are doing that. Have an honest conversation. Be honest with yourselves. Are you really looking at everything? And are you really trying to have a conversation? Are you just trying to have people agree with you? And that's it. Take a step up. Stand up. Learn things. Talk to people. Have a different conversation with somebody. Have a conversation with somebody that disagree with you. You might be able to convince them. Or are you scared to have a conversation with someone that disagrees with you? They might convince you. You might turn. It's sad that you're scared to have conversation, which the United States is freedom of speech, and we're able to do that. And then if you're able to conversate with somebody and convince them, there's another vote for you. There's another person there that you just convinced. And guess what? They agree with you. And you're able to rationalize it. But if you're not able to rationalize your opinions or your thoughts or your ideas, then are you therefore to have an intellectual conversation with somebody? Keep a good discourse with anybody else. Are you there to have that? Are you there to stand for that? Are you there to have your own ideas if you can't rationalize them? Because I'm rationalizing my ideas, my thoughts, which is perspective and it's bias. It is bias. No matter what, everything is bias. Take that as what you want. But I'm biased to neutral. I'm gonna look at both sides. If I look at the right side, I'm gonna say, "It's my right hand." I'm gonna look to the right side. I'm gonna pick at that. I'm gonna pick at the right side as hard as possible as I can. Left side, I'm gonna pick at it as hard as I can, which I've been doing all these years. It's picking at both because I question both. Why are y'all separate? And I always say, a house divided by itself will fall by itself. Oh no, that quote from Abraham Lincoln. That's a good ass quote. I like it. I don't know who else it came from. That shit's strong. That shit's strong. Stand together. Oppose each other. Whatever you want to do. Oppose. It's just silly antics. When you stand right in the middle and look at and observe who's doing who, what's doing what. Have a conversation. Talk to people. Quit cutting people off. Quit cutting people off because they don't agree with you. Because you disagree, you have to cut other people off and you have to side. You have to separate yourself because you feel it's a moral obligation because you couldn't have a conversation and agree about a couple things. Listen, I get it. If there's a murderer in the room and you don't want to stand next to him and you don't trust him, I get it. If you're a small female and there's a sexual harasser coming at you, you have every right to defend yourself. That separates you and him. I get it. If you are a store manager and a local thief walks in your store, you have every right to separate yourself from him and you, because he's a thief. And it's right there posted. But a conversation. He didn't fall right to conversation. He's a bad person. His ideas are harmful. Ideas cannot be harmful, only if proceeded through. That's the only way. And none of my ideas, if you proceed through them, they're not harmful. They're not harmful. It's just looking at a different perspective. Can't agree with somebody, it's fine. Find common ground. It's okay. I'm still right here. Still stand here. Whatever the case, it's okay. It just sucks. It kind of sucks losing friends like that. It really is. It really sucks. But I'm going to be genuine. Be genuine. And if they say my ideas are harmful, well, cutting off people and cutting off relationships because they have different ideas, that's harmful in itself. Because that just right there, like, if you're emotionally going to strengthen yourself to cut off people, then those people that you cut off is emotionally going to strengthen to their ideas. It makes it like, so fuck you, like, fuck you. That's a harmful idea. You just made more people closed-minded. Just like you. Just like you. It's not good. It's not good. Yes, I'm hurt. Yes, I'm going to say that. This could be biased because I'm saying this could be biased. I'm going to say that. I'm self-accountable. I'm going to humiliate myself and let people know that I'm self-accountable of myself. What does it prove? I don't care. It done nothing. Nothing. But have conversation. Whatever the case, have conversation. Be neutral about it. Respect one another. And don't let things infuriate you to look at another person and try to hit their ego and try to put them down. It's not how you have a conversation. Whatever the case is, have a good day. It's my good night. I'm going to go to bed, get some sleep, and just wake up with more energy. Because right now, it's just taking out at me. Yeet.